The number one side effect of cancer is not what you think. Of course, when you think of cancer, you think nausea and vomiting, and this definitely happens in some cases, but it's not the most common. The most common side effect of cancer, impacting 98% of people diagnosed with cancer, is exhaustion. Tired, fatigued, exhausted. As a cancer survivor myself, this was definitely the number one side effect I had after cancer and cancer treatment. I was utterly exhausted, struggling to get through the workday, no energy for fun with my family, and hours upon hours laid up on the couch watching the same Netflix show over and over. If you feel like this after cancer, then you are so not alone. The good news is that you can absolutely fix this. Now you can get your energy back fast by using these simple, science-backed strategies. I'm going to show them to you right now. I've used this approach with over 450 women in the Cancer Freedom Program. Time to start feeling like you again. Starting with number one, your food matters. How you fuel your body has a direct relationship with how well you tolerate each chemo cycle, and it impacts your recovery after chemo. Food for cancer survivors is a big deal. I put this as the number one thing on your list because this is truly where you need to start. Focus on your food if you are serious about getting your energy back after cancer. Here's how to start. Most cancer survivors are not eating enough protein. It makes total sense. Carbs are comfort food. Toast, crackers, these are the foods you eat when you're not feeling well. And that is what most cancer survivors gravitate towards. Carbohydrates are easy to prepare, and quite frankly, they're delicious. Now, you do not need to cut out carbohydrates completely. You shouldn't. That would be a big mistake. But here's what to do instead. Focus on eating more protein. This is food like chicken breast or fish or Greek yogurt or black beans. Protein is a long-term nutrient. This means that it's slowly digested and you can pull energy from it over hours. The opposite would be carbohydrates. This is a short-term nutrient. You can eat something heavy in carbohydrates and your blood sugar will go up very quickly because it's being digested quickly, and then just the same, your blood sugar comes down quickly. This swing in your blood sugar can make your exhaustion even worse. Eating more protein, a long-term nutrient, is going to help mute this roller coaster. This is going to make sure you feel more fed throughout the day. Fewer peaks and fewer troughs in your blood sugar will help maintain better energy. Now, eating to your individualized target protein level is immensely important for cancer survivors, especially those who are exhausted. Okay, but how do you start doing this? Well, here's a simple way to bump up your protein that I learned during my doctorate training at the University of Toronto. Include at least 30 grams of protein at every meal, breakfast, lunch, and supper. For breakfast, this would include something like eggs or overnight oats with protein powder. Overnight oats are actually great for busy mornings. I love this option during my doctorate training because I could make it the night before, then in the morning, grab it and head out to the hospital. Now, lunch would look like something like chicken or chickpea salad, and supper could be grilled shrimp. Start by simply including more protein at every single meal. But here's an important point, and I get asked this question all the time. When we think about protein, we often think about animal protein. But if you're vegetarian or vegan, you do not need to eat animal protein after cancer. If you choose to eat meat, that's great. And that's what I personally have done after my diagnosis. But if you choose not to eat animal products for personal or ethical reasons, that's okay too. There are many terrific and convenient high protein plant-based foods. Try adding something like black beans or nutritional yeast or seitan. If you eat dairy, then Greek yogurt or cottage cheese are great protein sources. If you eat eggs and fish, well then your options are nearly limitless. Now, eating meat or not eating meat is not a one-size-fits-all rule for cancer survivors. So do not let someone online make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing because you have chosen either option. Now, a lot of cancer survivors rightfully ask how much protein they should be eating every day. How many grams of protein every day should they be getting? And this is a perfect question. Eating the right amount of protein for you is critical, but this requires a full assessment. If you truly want to get your energy back, then you need a target individualized to you. So instead, just focus on increasing the amount of protein you're eating overall, rather than focusing on a specific number right now. Once we increase your protein, then we can focus on the specific amount that's right for you. That's exactly what I did with my client, Michelle. Check her out here.
You're just trying to strike that balance.
Yeah. What's a better alternative? What can I have instead?
Yeah. Okay. And has there been something that's like surprised you?
How much protein you have to eat?
Yeah.
Like I
Definitely.
thought I was eating, I'm pretty good at eating protein, but I was not eating near enough.
Okay.
So, um, at first I struggled with the protein, but I'm finding other alternatives now that are helping me, and it's a lot easier
When
when
you
I
say
can
you,
manage that.
yeah, when you say you struggled, you mean like logistically,
Yeah.
like finding how to get it in.
Yeah.
Like how fast do you think the energy was corrected? Like how quickly did it go away?
I'm thinking like within 3 weeks, I went from ones and twos in the first week to like threes and fours in the third week. And to me, that's like huge.
Yeah.
Because when I could barely walk like 12, 1,500 steps a day to walking 6,000 or 7,000 a day was like, that's a big difference.
Okay, but on to the second strategy to increase your energy, and that's move your body. Now, this one might be surprising to hear because it's almost like counterintuitive, but I'm gonna show you exactly how to use movement strategically to reclaim your energy. Most cancer survivors think movement or exercise is high intensity, like dripping with sweat. But this is not what I want you to be doing to reclaim your energy. This can actually make your energy worse. Most cancer survivors feel overwhelmed even thinking about exercise. You just finished cancer treatment, like you're exhausted. The last thing you want to do is hit up a boot camp or sweat it out at the gym. But after cancer, it's all about being strategic to get your energy back. We're going to start with simple movements and then go from there. Now, most cancer survivors struggle with finding the motivation to exercise. It's difficult enough to find the motivation on a good day, let alone a day that you're exhausted. After cancer, this almost feels impossible because you're fighting this exhaustion. If you feel like this, then that is completely normal. So we are not going to start with doing high intensity exercise and sweating it out in the gym. Here's what to do instead. When you're exhausted from cancer, you want to start with low intensity exercise. Walking, stretching, yoga. Pick whatever is most enjoyable to you. Plus, and this is the most important part, is to keep it short. If you're really fighting fatigue, then I want you to start with just 5 minutes. In the days after I finished chemo, I was so exhausted. I had a hard time making it through the day without taking a nap. I loved working out and lifting weights, going to spin classes, but there was absolutely no way I was going to be able to do that. So instead, I walked for 5 minutes once a day. That's it. Sometimes that would just be around my house. Other times it would be down the block and back. It wasn't much, but even just those small movements of doing that every day, well, that lifted the fog of exhaustion. And this is what I did with my client, Kia. She's a breast cancer survivor and professional dancer. Kia was eager to get her energy back so she could continue to do the things she loved to do, but we needed to start slow. Have a listen.
So tell us, how often are you dancing now?
At least once a week, I'm
Okay.
trying to. I also have I do have to build my body back up because I'm not dancing in the way that I want to just yet.
Mhm.
So incorporating stretching, gentle stretching into my morning and nighttime routine. It helps me sleep better too. I'm moving almost every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. I was just in the studio a couple nights ago with some friends and
Nice.
hour and
Okay.
a half just hanging out, dancing,
Yeah.
and
See, and it's like your social connection too,
yeah,
right? Yeah. Like
a
your
huge.
friends. Yeah, it's like your happy place.
Okay, now on to number 3, maintaining a healthy body weight. Reaching a healthy body weight impacts so many areas of cancer remission and recovery, but energy is a big one. Of course, maintaining a healthy body weight after cancer is not easy. There's a lot of things stacked against you. That's why the strategy that you need to get to a healthy body weight needs to be designed specifically for cancer survivors. Here's what you need to do. Now, you need a weight loss or weight maintenance strategy that's designed specifically, taking into consideration all the obstacles you've been through. The big one being that many cancer survivors are placed on anti-hormonal therapy. This suppresses your estrogen and slows your metabolism, and that can lead to weight gain. But there are ways around this too. If you want to learn a strategy to lose weight, especially if you're in a medical menopause or on drugs like tamoxifen, letrozole, anastrozole, then you need to watch to the end because I have something special for you. Now, most women do in fact end up gaining weight during their cancer treatment. The drugs, stress, steroids. It can happen quickly. But the extra weight is about more than just your energy. Carrying around extra weight, especially in the tummy or abdominal area, well, this could actually slow your cancer recovery. It worsens hot flashes, it worsens joint pain, and most importantly, it increases the risk of a cancer recurrence. I know, it's absolutely scary, but it's very true. After I finished my own cancer treatment, I had gained 20 pounds. I was really concerned because I knew that extra weight was putting me at a higher risk of having a cancer recurrence. I tried to drop the weight, but everything that worked before cancer was not working now. I was feeling really lost. I couldn't even lose 1 single pound. But after cancer, your body changes. So the strategies to drop weight, they need to change too. That makes sense. A breast cancer survivor client that I work with dropped 30 pounds after she finished her cancer treatment. When she finished her cancer treatment and looked in the mirror, she didn't recognize the person looking back at her. Her joints ached. She was exhausted. She was up 30 pounds. She did not want her family and friends to see her as sick anymore. She was planning on starting back at work, but she worried physically that she wouldn't be able to keep up with work anymore. She worked in healthcare and her job was quite physical. She couldn't just stop in the middle of the day and go take a nap or sit down. She had to keep going. The thought of all of this and the guilt, it was almost too much. Then she reached out to me. Now she's down 30 pounds, playing and running around with her son, and back to crushing it at work. No problem. All of this because we aligned her exercise, her nutrition, and her mindset for cancer recovery. Now she has better energy than even before cancer. Did you get that? The best energy of her life. Of course, it's not easy to drop weight. And as a cancer survivor, there's a lot of things working against you. But we can shift that and you can do this. But if you want to know more about how to use your food to increase your energy after cancer, then this video is for you. Check out these 10 foods to beat cancer exhaustion. Click the link here and I'll see you in the next video.